think our lives were forged in service. And that service is founded on efficiency, which we go out and prove. So that's our tradition, is be willing to sacrifice ourselves and put ourselves at test in order to give to our students the knowledge they need to feel the confidence for them to become great doctors, great policemen, great whatever. So in that pattern, I think is amazing how much jiu-jitsu can favor people, because different than a forward technique where you either defeat your opponent or you fail, because a lot of techniques, they just forward, like today's MMA is pretty much just press the accelerator and go. There's no too much defense, there's no too much comfortable zone, because the time is there, the pressure is there. But in terms of jiu-jitsu, you learn how to potentialize yourself. So sometimes you have no endurance and you're still able to fight jiu-jitsu by defending yourself and surviving. So sometimes survive is the great victory you could expect. If you're dealing with a 250-pound guy who's crazy to kill you and you survive for an hour until the police come, that's great.
Jiu-jitsu is 100% a superpower. There's no doubt about it. My son, he asked me when he was a little kid, the movie The Incredibles came out, and he said, "Hey Dad, is there really such a thing as superpower?" And I said, yes there is. It's a little thing that you do every day. It's called jiu-jitsu. And eventually he realized that, oh, I can actually fight anybody and it's going to be fine, because there's always, I guess I'm a little bit biased because of the way, how I grew up. There's always violence. There's always some sort of inferred level of violence. I mean, a SEAL platoon, there's a pecking order, and it has to do with fighting. And that's the same with any group of knuckle dragger, Neanderthal men. There's always a guy he's the one that can kind of beat everyone up. It's the way it is. I'm sorry that it's that way. I'm sorry it's not a cerebral contest.
The average person really doesn't know how helpless they are until a jiu-jitsu black belt grabs a hold of you. And then you just go, oh shit, like I'm helpless. But there's no swinging. If it's a jiu-jitsu fight, if you guys get into some sort of a tussle and that guy grabs you and trips you and boom, and he's on the ground with his hand on your jacket and a knee on your chest, you're a dead man. You're a dead man, because there's no lucky shots.
Yeah.
A jiu-jitsu black belt is just going to close the distance like that evil fucking crab, and he's just going to squeeze your fucking neck. And there's no way you're going to avoid it, and there's no way you're going to survive it.
The training you do, in one level, you need tough opponents. In another level, you need bringing elements to your training which compensate those tough opponents. So you can become very efficient without the presence of great training partners. Up to you, as if you want to get better, reduce your elements and become more efficient in very small details. For example, training only with your legs, training only with one arm. Tell to the guy what's gonna happen before it happens, you know, and then the guy will know and will make 100 times harder to. So you start to using elements to make harder for yourself, making 30 seconds for each one, and if they pass 30 seconds, you lose the fight. So the guy has to be alive for 30 seconds. How much pressure the guy has to have to win the fight in 30 seconds for somebody who wants to just... So you have to create speed training. I mean, you can be fast, you can be explosive, you can be sharp, you can be strategic. So you can develop different elements as a fighter, even though you don't have the same tough opponent. So it's up to how you train. So victory is not exactly the purpose of jiu-jitsu. Undefeated, be invincible, that's what we can provide. Is give you elements for you to feel strong in order to make good decisions emotionally, physically, so you can last longer, you can think better, you can make adjustments. So definitely change your life in terms of how you put yourself to make evaluations, you know, because in the practice, you become sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes unable to continue, so you have to quit. So you become very challenge your mind to the limits of your resistance, your emotional control, and by playing on those levels, you become more resilient, you become more, and that's your transfer for life. In traffic, just argue with your girlfriend, with your boss, whatever it is, you're gonna bring those senses alive, and you're gonna be able to breathe better, to handle pressure, to deal. So that transforms people's lives, for sure. So I feel like being in that, path of teaching jiu-jitsu is amazing as competing and winning. So it's a double standard for any of the Gracie family who achieve that level of high level competition and also teaching skills, But even for those who already teach, they're already making a great service to the community, and it's priceless,